Too dark. Ooh, much brighter. Hey, well, here we are in the year 1963. We're sitting in Walt Disney's office on the Disney Animation Studios property. And Walt walks in and he sits up against his desk and he's probably just had a cigarette. If you were to look at his hand's curved like this, just perfect to where a cigarette would fit in there. And he would, of course, smoke it. But he won't do that in public. He never would, because he didn't want to have a bad image to the children. Okay, now that I've set the scene, what do you guys think? Have you seen it? It's been all over the internet. Walt Disney's at Disneyland. The rebirth of Walt Disney. He has come back to life. After 60 years, he is reborn, from what I've heard on the internet. It's not Walt Disney. It may be his voice, but it is not Walt Disney. Roy Wally would have been a better choice than what they have. Who's Roy Wally? Eddie Bouchard, I think. Let me look him up and I'll tell you who he is. Open. This guy, as you would know him better from Vacation, better known as Roy Wally, would be way better than what they chose. Hello, Nicole. This is Eddie. I can't think of his last name, but he talks like this. He was in the movie Vacation, and he was the owner of Wally World, where the Griswolds took where Chevy Chase took his family, drove across country to go visit Wally World. And of course, when they got there, Wally World was closed. Okay. As we know, this is Walt Disney. This is how he would have looked probably in 1963. That's what they're saying, that this new animatronic is based on as 1963. Now, you've got a good look at him, right? This is Walt Disney, the way he would have looked. Look at the black mustache. Look at the black hair and the rounded head. And I can't even do it, but he's got that double chin. That's the way he looked. Now, you ready to scream and run and hide? This is their version of Walt Disney. Oh my God. Who is that? Some game show host? I mean, okay, so they got the clothes correct. Hello, Bumblebee, Flemster Prime. Have you seen this video? I don't have video of it. I haven't been to Disneyland yet. It's not out yet, but it's all over the internet. This is supposed to be Walt Disney. Now, they said that they made him look like he looked in 1963. And this is what he really looked like in 1963. The nose is correct because this is Walt Disney. His eyes are correct. He has his squinty eyes like this. He's got little thin, not like mine, but thin eyebrows that come across. not these big bushy, as one person put, Berezhnikov eyebrows. Where's his picture? I'll show you again. This guy looks like a car salesman. Hey, I'll sell you a car today. Where are we going to go buy this car? What do you want to drive, a 63 Buick or a 63 Ford? I'll sell you one of the brand newest ones. Okay, that's what he looks like to me. Now, you can see his video. It's all over the internet, on Facebook, on YouTube. Everyone's posting it. Okay, they got the mannerisms down, kinda. Okay, picture. Well, you can see it in this picture. Look at his collar. Look at his neck. It's too small for his shirt. So I'm afraid this animatronic is going to turn out like, oh, what's her name? The Princess Tiana on her new ride. So she's all, hi. And she doesn't move anymore. What happens if that happens with this new animatronic? And he'll be sitting there saying, well, a boy told me that I'm like a bee and I can fly around, and, right? Whatever he says, something like that, right? I've heard it all day. I've just been waiting for the right moment to bring it out. Bumblebee, are you a new subscriber? I see you're number 2. That's good. Subscribe to the channel. We have chats here. We do animation drawings, I don't do animation. Not yet. Haven't got myself that far. All right. I think they should have used, if they're not going to do them correctly, put this guy on, Roy Wally from Vacation. And why he even sounded like Walt Disney. Well, do you know what it's like if you drive a car across country? Oh, the smell. Oh. But why did you go so crazy? And you put a gun to John Candy's head. I don't know why I went so crazy. Okay, that's from Vacation. You guys all know that movie. I know you do. I found out long ago. Whoa, whoa, that movie. Holiday Road. Yeah, that movie. A great movie. Yeah, well, not a great movie, but it's a good movie. It's got John Candy. It's got Chevy Chase. And then the rest of the crew. They're all in the movie. The hot model that he goes swimming with. Anyways, back to the story. I am not satisfied. No one that I've seen online is satisfied with this character. Now, you tell me, you can build a president from over 100 years ago, well over 100 years ago, and get the voice down. Now, they got a guy, and his name, is this. This way you can look him up. He's an actor, Royal Dano, and he did the voice. Actually, Walt Disney himself saw him playing Abraham Lincoln in a movie. And he said, I got to have that actor. I mean, his voice this is Abraham Lincoln. I need him. Whatever the cost is, no matter what the cost is, hire Royal Dano to be not Walt Disney, to be Abraham Lincoln, or Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. And if you listen to his voice, I was born a poor black child. No, that's the wrong movie. Sorry about that. That's The Jerk. That's what my wife says it sounds like when Abraham Lincoln talks. He goes, I was born in the year 1748. Uh, I was tall for my age, and I was thrown an axe in my hand. That handy tool was used until my 19th year, or whatever, 23rd year, when I decided to go on to politics. Okay, and he sounds like Abraham Lincoln. Great moment with Mr. Lincoln. And with the sculptors and the Imagineers, they created Abraham Lincoln. Got the little mole on his face, got the beard, got the gunshot in the no, he doesn't have a gunshot in the back of his head. And they did a great job. This is in the same theater where Walt Disney is now, or what is supposed to be Walt Disney. Now, if you go on, you watch one of those old Disney shows, The Wonderful World of Color, starring Walt Disney, right? And he talks about whatever the movie is that's going to be on, and you listen to the way he talks. He wants you to listen to him. He doesn't want you to run away going, oh my God, this guy's scary. Oh my God. Okay. And he's got this calm voice. Now I'm standing like him. And he's sitting like that. Now, I will say the animatronic part is pretty good. Because Abraham Lincoln, he just kind of goes, I don't even know if I can imitate him. I don't know if my chair's high enough up, and Abraham Lincoln's not wearing pajamas and his work clothes. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president of the United States. His hands don't touch the chair, and he goes like this. I am Abraham Lincoln, whatever, right? So he never touches the chair. But, fix the camera again. The Disney animatronic, whoever designed it, I'm thinking it may have been, I can't think of his name. He has another odd name, but he built the Abraham Lincoln head, and it came out great. I even got to meet the guy at one of the D23 shows. I think he also did Walt Disney. Now, maybe the kinks aren't taken out just right. Maybe they're rushing because the 17th, July 17th, 1955, that's when they opened Disneyland. That's when they're going to open, I think it's called Walt Disney's Magical Life, or the Magical Life of Walt Disney. Yesterday was Lillian and Walt Disney's 100th wedding anniversary, if they were still alive. They'd be really old. Lillian got a window on Main Street finally. She should have got one years ago, but they finally put one up for her. And it's right in the front. When you come into the park, it's right there, right across from the hat place where you can get the Mickey ears, and across from the Opera House. I have to think about what these things are called because I haven't been to the park in a long time. So, getting back to the way that he's set up, okay, they have Walt Disney leaning against his desk, and he's sitting there and he looks pretty good. No face. Don't look at his face. Just look at his body, and he looks pretty good. Okay, and this is really, I think, a pretty good new thing they've done with animatronics. Now, if you go, I'm going to just jump back here to Johnny Depp on Pirates of the Caribbean. He's sitting with his leg up. I can't get my foot up that high. I'm going to be stinkfoot like on the pirate ride because I don't have any shoes on. Anyways, he's like, yo ho, a pirate's life for me, and a very good pirate for you too, mates. And his mouth moves, and he looks like Captain Jack Sparrow. This is when you're going up the ride at the end, okay? And somebody's dinging me. Let's see who this is. Okay. So he gets up from the desk, and his hand is curved, the one that he puts back here like this. Okay, I know you can't see that, so I'm going to go down a little lower to my fat side here. Hello. Like about like that. Okay, so his hands are like that. And he's talking too fast, by the way. He's they got to slow that recording down. Walt Disney didn't talk. He didn't talk like this because he wasn't in a hurry to get things done. No, I wasn't. No, he didn't talk like that. I've watched enough of his shows, but he moves like this, and on this hand he's doing this, which is okay for pretty good for an animatronic. But what I liked the best was he's leaning against the table. Animatronics need to have electronics running up through the ground and hooking up to the body or whatever it is. It's a chicken. It might run up through its butt. I don't know. You can't see the backside of it. Or if it's Donald Duck. Yeah. Okay. Take it easy, Donald. Stop it. Okay. Or Mickey Mouse. Whatever the thing is. The animatronic. Let me bring the camera back up. He lifts his leg and steps forward. I'm like, oh my God, it didn't fall over. They must really have him bolted down like Michael Jackson. When Michael Jackson used to lean forward like this, he had little things underneath his feet to hold him from falling on the ground. Walt Disney animatronic steps forward onto his foot and he starts talking. And then when he's done talking, he leans back and he's leaning against, sitting on the edge of the desk, and he's talking about his brother being a mailman. Now, they only show you parts. I haven't seen the whole thing. I guess he talks for like 2 minutes. They have a 15-minute video of who they say it was. The guy who used to run Disneyland, and he ran into the ground. I don't know why they're using him, but they're using him. And there's a video about him, about Walt Disney. And it basically talks about how he wanted to have the park built, and he built I haven't seen it. I'm guessing this is what it is. And he had an apartment built above the firehouse so he could watch as they came in and out. By the way, I am related in one way through my grandpa. My grandpa had a dump truck that he owned of his own, and he needed work in the 50s. And he got a call from Disney. Come in. I need you to remove this dirt. So he went to work for Walt Disney and he removed the dirt. Now, I don't know if he took the dirt out. He's dead. I can't ask him. Sorry, Grandpa. My dad's dead. I can't ask him. Sorry, Dad. But he either took the dirt out of the park and dumped it somewhere else, or they made a big pile, a mound where they put a tower, which now is the Matterhorn. I think they used that dirt to build the Matterhorn. Anyways, I'm related through them that way. So I can say, yeah, I can part of Disney somehow in the works. Do you guys have anything to say before I go any farther? Write it there and I'll respond. I know there's people here. How do I know this? Because there's 4 thumbs up there. I doubt Nightbot's going to respond. Nicole can't respond. She's never been to Disneyland. Oh, look at that. It jumped up to 6 people now. Okay. So, what are your thoughts about this? Do you think it's a good animatronic? I wonder. Let's see if we can put in a poll here. Share a screen. Oh, I can't share a screen. Okay. I started a poll or a question and answer. Where'd my chat go? All right, but I'm back. So Nicole says no, she has not been there. I understand, but you can still watch it online, and I'm sure you've seen Walt Disney before. If you haven't, just put it on Disney Plus. They're always showing. Well, no, actually they don't. They lied. They said we're going to show everything that Walt Disney ever put up. I have never seen um, see, I can't remember the name of it because I've never seen it. Zippity doo dah, zippity yay. That movie, Uncle Remus. I've only seen it by riding Splash Mountain. That's the only way I've seen it. And I watched it on YouTube. They show bits and pieces of it, but it's cut out because it's very racist. Anyways, Walt talks about it in there. And the way that Walt talks, he talks like this. He uses his hands a lot when he talks. Have you ever seen the movie Saving Mr. Banks? Tom Hanks did a great job. That's all I can say. Do you agree? I mean, he doesn't look like Walt Disney, but he's got the voice down. He's like, Mrs. Travers, what is it I have to do to actually get you to release this story to me so I can make this story for all the children to see? I really want to get Mary Poppins, your Mary Poppins, and make this story come to life. And of course, she gets mad and says, I don't want any animation. I don't want any red color in it. I don't want him working on it. Well, him is one of the Sherman brothers, Robert Sherman, because he has a crutch and he's wearing a red vest. I don't like red. And I don't like the way he talks to me, so I don't want him working on it. Well, I'm sorry, but he has to be in it because he's writing the music. Oh, no, no, no. This is not a musical. I didn't say it was a musical. I said he's writing the music for it. But it is going to be a musical. Nope, I'm not going to sell. No, you don't get my. But she needed money. If you watch the movie, she needed money. And the only way she was going to get money is through Walt Disney. Because she had seen his movies. Didn't understand how she was crying through the movie. I mean, watching the movie. And he leans over and he says to her, Pamela, it's all going to be okay. It all worked out in the end. And that right there hit me. I was like, I gotta clean it. Because Disney makes great movies, but they do not make great animatronics. I remember when they had a problem when they put Abraham Lincoln in there, and he was working and he was saying, and I whatever, right? And he was, I'm doing such and such, and all of a sudden blood started squirting out of the side of his head. It wasn't blood, it was oil that was red. And one of his hoses had popped, and he just started jerking and gushing out. So it looked like he broke a vein and he was dying. Not the way he died. But, okay, go ahead. Uh, yeah, I won't say nothing else. Go ahead. Um, I wish I had more pictures to show you or video. Well, here, let me see if I can pull up a video. I'll let you watch it. And you tell me what you think. Wrong video. This is me. All right. Let me see if we can find it. I'll have let you guys watch it. That way you can decide if this looks like Walt or sounds like him. Let's see here. Mice Chat. I'm going to give them credit now. They put on here, new at Disneyland. What is no? Is that Walt?
Your trusty Dusty Sage here, and I have just
Dusty Sage.
A magical light at Disneyland's Opera House. Out goes the Capitol model, and in there are new exhibits, including a feature on the history of Disney animatronics, and one of our favorite things, they have recreated the apartment that Walt used to stay in from time to time above Main Street's Firehouse. Throughout the entire exhibit space, you'll find all sorts of nostalgic little things, including early park maps, memorabilia, concept art. But the real star of the show, of course, is Walt Disney himself, who tells his story inside the theater in his own words with the help from Disney CEO Bob Iger.
Oh, it's Bob Iger.
They say that Hollywood is a town built on dreams, and one of its greatest dreamers was Walt Disney. His life was filled with both exhilarating success and heartbreaking setbacks. But he never gave up. He just kept moving toward that great big, beautiful tomorrow. The story of Walt's life is truly a magical one, and no one could tell it quite like Walt himself.
He was the first cartoon character to stress personality, and I thought of him from the first as a distinct individual. I did the voice.
Hang on, pal. Here we go.
You know, I was stopped one day when the little boy asked,
"Do you draw Mickey Mouse?" And I had to admit I do not draw anymore. "Well, then you think up all the jokes and ideas." "No," I said, "I don't do that." Finally, he looked at me and said, "Mr. Disney, just what do you do?" Well, I said, "Sometimes I think of myself as a little bee. I go from one area of the studio to another and gather pollen and sort of stimulate everybody. I guess that's the job I do."
Okay, I'm not sure that's exactly how Walt looked, but when you exit the theater, there's lots of beautiful new artwork, including pictures of cast members who helped make the Disney dream a reality. And as Walt always said, we keep moving forward. And now it's your turn. Let me know what you think in the comments below.
Okay, so there you go. That's what they have up. And I need to stop this. Stop. Okay, so thank you, Mice Chat, for that Dusty Sage. Let me put that in here. There we go. I give them credit. So, yeah, actually, they've got Abraham Lincoln down. Now, of course, I'm sure if Abraham Lincoln were still alive, he would probably say, "That doesn't look like me. What the hell is that?" Excuse me? Oh, it's you, kitty cat. So, yeah, okay. Maybe they can't really get everyone down. I mean, they couldn't get me down. Look at his nostrils. I used to look like Dick Van Dyke. I don't look like him now. Dick Van Dyke is old. Yeah. So, welcome back. That was a quick shower. I'm not sure if you guys could actually hear the video, but they did use Walt's real voice. They used his voice, but I think they ruined it because you heard when he was talking. "Oh, why didn't you make him house?" I can't go that high tonight. I don't have any water. But anyways, when he did Mickey Mouse, that was Walt's voice. When he talked about being in deep troubles, that was Walt's voice. And the voice on the animatronic is Walt's voice, but this is my thought. I think, hey, El Paso, how's it going? Welcome into the chat. It's going okay. Just we're chatting about the new Walt Disney animatronic. How are you doing tonight? Hope you're not burning up in the heat or floods. What I was saying. Oh, so they use his voice, but I think with the way everyone's saying, "Oh, that's AI." No, it's not. It's definitely not AI. If you listen to his voice in the anime, the talking, he just came back from train fanning. Okay, what is that? Is that like a rail fan thing? Sounds like fun. I'm gonna go just see some trains on Sunday, and Walt's Barn, and animators and stuff like that. Well, I know it's trains, but train fanning, it sounds different. It sounds like a group of people that ride trains. So they actually use Walt's voice, but they cleaned it up. They took out all the reverb out of his voice. He was a smoker, and he'd probably talk like this. He had that raspy voice, and he was always doing that. His animators, like Floyd Norman, he would do a drawing and say, "Man is in the forest." What does that mean? Well, what that meant was straighten up and keep your, be ready. The boss is coming down the hallway. How did they know the boss was coming down the hallway? Well, the boss would be coming down the hallway because, number one, he would never have a cigarette in his mouth. He didn't smoke in front of the boys or whoever you want to call them, his animators. He wanted to have a good image, but he'd be in his office and he'd be smoking up a storm. I don't know, 3 packs a day, I think, something like that. And he had cancer. That's what killed him, lung cancer. I myself would have loved to have met him. I would have been 1 year old when he died. Well, 1 year and about 4 months. So I never got to meet him. Now my oldest brother may have got to meet him. I've never asked him, but he said that Walt would walk around through the parks and he'd give out cards were pre-signed. Either he signed them or his secretary would sign them. So you don't know if you're getting a real Walt Disney signature or if you're getting a stamp with his name on it, or if he was actually really signing it. The only time you really knew if he was signing it is if somebody came up to him, "Hi, Mr. Disney, can you sign my book?" "Sure. Got a pen here. There you go, son." And of course, they'd have a real signature. So, how do you know when he's coming down the hallway? You're in your office doing your thing, or you're joking around with the other guys, and I heard they drank and smoked themselves on the job and talked, dirty and stuff like that. It's a bunch of guys. There's not really that many women. The women were off in the other part doing the ink and paint. They were painting while the animators were drawing up the characters. And they would, of course, flip through the pages. I'm just going to use this as an example, but this is not one drawing, obviously. I mean, it's not a bunch of drawings, but they would sit there and they'd go. And this would make it look like they're moving, right? Of course, it won't work when you have 4 different characters. Getting back to Walt Disney coming down the hallway. Man is in the forest. Be prepared. He's mad. He's not in a good mood. He's having a bad day. Man is in the forest. They heard him coughing all the way down the hallway. That's how they knew he was coming. Watch some of the videos and you'll see that. Especially the one with Floyd Norman or Don Hahn. They knew when he was coming down the hallway because he was coughing. And then, of course, "Hi, boys, what have you done today? Show me what you got." "Nothing?" Well, we're going to talk about that. Nightbot's going crazy. Have a good night, El Paso. Have fun with those trains. I'm going to have fun on Sunday with those trains. As long as we get there. It's in our cars in one piece, I hope. Okay, so 70 years is coming up on the 17th of July. That's when they officially will have 70 years under their belt at Disneyland. I'm going to be 60. I was born 10 years after the park opened. And a month. 10 years and 1 month. Almost a month. But 2 weeks. Anyways, I'm planning to be around until the park turns 110 years old. I won't be able to go. I can't go now. It's 180, no, 180, $280 to go to the park. One park. Maybe two, if they're not full. And you have to have a reservation. I'm not rich. I'm quite poor, as a matter of fact. What you see in here is my mess. This is my mess. Not all my mess. It's my wife's mess, too. So, yes, I don't do too much talking unless it's something seriously wrong at the park. Now, I also heard a story. Now, I've never seen it when I was there. But on Pirates of the Caribbean, I think they used real gas lamps in this village. And one of the lamps caught on fire and melted. It burned part of the set, I guess you would call it. Burned it down while they're on the ride. Luckily, they got everyone off the ride, put the fire out, but there's one lamppost. Instead of it being straight, it's all melted, and they left it in there. I've never seen that lamp. I'm going to have to ask Cordy in California. She loves riding that ride. She may know where that lamp is. Maybe Barry Place 28 would know, too. I'm not sure. So, has anyone answered the questions? I'm going to look now and see what you got. It doesn't say. Okay, so it doesn't look like anyone wants to mention it. Don't be afraid. Go. You saw the video. I posted a video now through my phone. Yeah, it wasn't the greatest video. It was Mice Chat. And that part that I had seen about him talking about the bees spreading the honey or whatever, making it so he could go visit his painters and everyone that ran the company, because he says, I don't draw anymore. I don't write up the jokes. I just go and make sure everyone's doing their job. I'm like a bee. I go to their hive and make sure they are doing their job. Now, I've never heard Walt say something like that. Of course, I didn't work there. I would have loved to, but I didn't get to. Plus, he would have been dead when I finally got there. I, myself, sorry, I was for this idea. The Disney family said, no, absolutely not. Do not put him as an animatronic. He did not want to be an animatronic in his own park. And there was a big uproar with one of his granddaughters. She said it's a bad idea. Do not put him in the park, and you'll ruin the spirit of Disney if you put in an animatronic of Walt Disney. He wasn't the only one. She wasn't the only one that said that. 2 animators were there, and Walt said to him, do not ever let me be turned into an animatronic in my own park. Well, sad to say, that has happened now. I don't believe the park's owned by Disney family anymore. It's like the Knott's Berry Farm. It used to be owned by Walter and Cordelia Knott and all the kids. And that's over 100 years old, that park. Started in 1928. No, it started before that. They lived in Pomona, California, which is right here, 5 miles from my house. And Walter Knott was not doing well. Get it? No, he wasn't doing well at his jobs and his brother or cousin said, "Come down to Buena Park. Come work in my fields. I'm trying to create these new kind of berries." So Walter said, "Well, in agriculture, so let me see what I can do." So he went, and they created the boysenberry. Tasty. So I don't like them because they get caught in my teeth, the seeds. Luckily, Cordelia started her own bakery, and she was making Mrs. Knott's pies, and she loved to make chicken dinners. Mm. And so she opened up the Mrs. Knott's Chicken Dinner House, and that's where that came from. You know, I even have a picture. This is in an antique store. Somebody is selling a menu, and this is probably like they went what $10 for this. I'm gonna say this is probably 1960s because it has a ghost town. The menu's in there, and it says you can buy the whole chicken dinner for 28 cents. What? That's unheard of. I had a menu like that, but it wasn't that expensive. They had the whole menu. You got the rhubarb pie. You got apple pie. You got the chicken. You got the mashed potatoes. You got the drink, and you got gravy and the biscuits and everything. 21 cents. I'm like, wow. An old couple sold it to me. They said, "You're not going to sell it, are you?" Well, I kind of need money. Well, if you're going to sell it to somebody that's going to really like it. Yeah, I sold it. I made $500 off of it. It was worth it. I mean, it was like 1928. And anyways, Walter Knott and Walt Disney became friends. I was looking at some of those maps, and Walt Disney pretty much stole, from what I saw, Knott's Berry Farm's layout. If you look at Knott's Berry Farm, it goes like this, and up and down and around like that. And there's a map that's in the new opera house, the redone opera house, and it shows this is how he wanted Disneyland built. And it looks just like Knott's Berry Farm, the layout. I'm glad he went with a circle instead of that, because I'm sure that Walter would have probably came down on him. "You stole my park," which he probably would have. So, anyone got anything to say? I know you guys aren't all into Disney like me. Yes, I'm wearing my Grubhub shirt. I am a very big Disney fan. Trying to find a picture. Nope, it's an old car. Anyways, I am a very big Disney fan. I mean, look at the posters. There's, if I get it turned, Pirates of the Caribbean. Above that is a submarine voyage. Over in the corner is one that I can't see because they took it to Walt Disney World, the Country Bear Jamboree. Scary. Oh, you can't see it because this post in the way there. There is Big Thunder Mountain, Space Mountain, my favorite, the train, Matterhorn bobsleds. Speaking of trains, there's the Disneyland trains up there. I've showed you this before. This mess. That's Frontierland train station right there. Down the way over there, under the boxes, would have been Splash Mountain, but it got destroyed. Down there by the bags is Main Street Station. There's Mickey Mouse. Pirates of the Caribbean. There's Jack Sparrow, never taken out of its box. There's Lily over there. And there's Tangled. Those are just a few of the things. I've got behind me in this bookcase, my wife has collected many Disney books. Many. We are Disney fans. We have been Disney fans forever. I'm naked. No. Okay. Probably in this picture, Walt would have been dead 5 years. I'm going to guess it's like 1970. Does it say? And that's me. Oh, wait, there's a date. What is it? 1968. Okay, Walt had been dead for 3 years. Wait, 2 years. That can't be right. That means I would be 3 years old. Okay. Somebody must have the date wrong. Do I look like I'm a 3-year-old? It's black and white. That's how old it is. Some of my art. He lives in you. My nephew and his wife. In their house. Down here in Ontario. Let's see here. Well, I can't find the Disney stuff that I was going to show you. There's a puzzle. The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Anyways, I am a big Disney fan. My wife's a big Disney fan. That's how we got together. We met on a Disney group. You've seen my art, what I draw. It's all Disney. So when I see Walt, Animatronic Walt, or whatever you want to call him, it's like, you fucked him up. Excuse the language, but that's how I feel. And I'm not the only one that feels that way. Go on YouTube. Go on Facebook. It is everywhere. People are like, oh my God, what did they do? That's not Walt Disney. That doesn't even look like it. That's not his voice. It must be AI. It's not AI. It is his voice. They just cleaned it up. So there was a voice like this and sound, and they made him sound like this, and then they raised it a little for some reason. Why, I don't know. They raised his voice. He kind of talks like this, and well, you heard it in the video. I don't know. I've said my piece. Is there anyone in here that wants to say something? Please write it so we can talk about it. Alan, are you here? All right, I'm going to try something different here. Why aren't these on? Those are supposed to be on. Okay, they're not on. There, I put up a poll. You guys can answer that. That way, if you don't want to talk, you can at least answer that. That way, I'll know. Let me see if I can find a video of Walt talking so you can hear what he sounds like. Okay, now here's Walt Disney. It's black and white. It's on YouTube. It doesn't say who posted it. I think he's talking about keep moving forward. All right. Let's put it on. Oh, it won't make it big.
Walt Disney's Disneyland. When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Each week as you enter this timeless land, one of these many worlds will open to you. Frontierland. Tall tales and true from the legendary past. Tomorrowland. Promise of things to come. Adventureland. The wonder world of nature's own realm. Fantasyland. The happiest kingdom of them all. Presenting this week from Fantasyland, the Disneyland Story. This is the Walt Disney Studio in Burbank, California.
Yeah, going sideways, sorry.
And directly over Mickey Avenue, the main thoroughfare of the studio.
There's all the animators.
To all outward appearance, it's just another working day here. The actors arrive and prepare for the day's work. Kirk Douglas, Peter Lorre, Esmeralda. On stage, James Mason has already begun work, battling a 40-ton squid.
Captain Nemo.
On the stages nearby, other productions are
things here appear to be following their normal pattern.
They're all
But the truth of the
animators.
matter is, something unusual is going on in the studio today. Something that never happened before. Here now to tell you about it is Walt Disney.
Welcome. I guess you all know this little fella here. It's an old partnership. Mickey and I started out the first time many, many years ago. We've had a lot of our dreams come true. Now we want you to share with us our latest and greatest dream. That's it, right here. Disneyland. Seen from about 2,000 feet in the air and 10 months away. I want to tell you about it because later on in the show you'll find that Disneyland the place and Disneyland the TV show are all part of the same. Now on a site of 240 acres near the city of Anaheim in Southern California, right about in here, we've begun to build Disneyland the place. We hope that it will be unlike anything else on this earth. Fair, amusement park, an exhibition, a city from the Arabian Nights, metropolis from the future. In fact, a place of hopes and dreams, facts and fancy, all in one. Now, next year, our television show will be coming from this Disneyland. But this year, we want you to see and share with us the experience of building this dream into a reality. This is a 1/4 inch to the foot scale model of Disneyland. When you come in the main gate, past the railroad station, down the steps and across the band concert park, straight ahead lies the heartline of
I wish
America,
mine looked that
an
good.
old-fashioned Main Street. Hometown USA, just after the turn of the century. America was growing fast. Towns and villages were turning into cities. Soon the gas light will be replaced by electricity, but that was still in the future. At this time, Little Main Street was still the most important spot in the nation, combining the color of frontier days with the oncoming excitement of the new 20th century. Now at the foot of Main Street, about where you're sitting, is the plaza. The plaza, or the hub, is the heart of Disneyland. Shooting out from here, like the 4 cardinal points of the compass, Disneyland is divided into 4 cardinal realms. The 4 different
There are
worlds
5 now.
from which our television shows will originate. They are Adventureland, Tomorrowland, Fantasyland, and Frontierland. Behind the gates of Frontierland is the inspirational America of the past century. Here is the treasure of our native folklore, the songs, tales, and legends of the big men who built the land. Some of them were completely legendary, like Paul Bunyan the woodchopper with his blue ox babe. Then again, we find that true stories about real people can be fabulous too. Now in our TV series from Frontierland, we're going to tell about these real people who became legend.
Anyways, that is it. Okay.
Congressman.
You can. Whoa, it's got to focus on me. You can see he talks and he sounds like a human being should sound, not like a robot. It'll be interesting to see what all the press has to say. I'm sure they'll see it tomorrow. And what is tomorrow? The 15th. They may see it on Wednesday, actually. And then, of course, Disneyland will open to the public on Thursday. And, of course, you don't get to just walk in and see it. You have to make a reservation. A virtual queue. Now, when Carl and I got to go last year, we wanted to go on the newer, they redid the queue and everything, to the Haunted Mansion. It had been closed a long time. So we went and we said, can we just walk in? No, you can't just walk in. There's only 2 showings. 2? Well, what do you mean 2? Well, there's groups of people that get to go in and you have to have a virtual queue. We paid them. We didn't pay nothing. Luckily, somebody got us in. actually somebody very nice, and he deserves to be on that wall, and he better be on that wall when they come out of the great moment with Mr. Lincoln, and that would be not Robert. He's another nice guy, but Oscar Martinez. He was hired by Walt Disney. He worked in the kitchen as a teenager, and he worked his way all the way up to head chef. And he had his own food on the menu at the Carnation Cafe. Now, he's been trying to get a window on Main Street, USA for at least 5 years. He retired in 2020. He's 95 years old. He's old. He's up there. I think he's 95. I could be wrong. Anyways, his wife, she got us in, and we wanted to celebrate his birthday because his birthday is right around the same time as our wedding anniversary. August the 7th is our wedding anniversary. August the 5th is Oscar's birthday. So Carla and I went to the local Hobby Lobby and bought a frame and bought some of this. I don't have a piece of it right now, but it's a clear acrylic plastic, and created it to make it look like a window. Put his name on it, put the chef, and put all these little chef stickers with their toe cat and everything on it. And when we gave it to him, he cried. He was so happy to see it. And he, you know, what am I doing for it? Doing for what? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I don't have any money. I can't do anything. Our 10-year wedding anniversary is coming up in August. I have that GoFundMe going, but that's really for bills. It's not for having fun. The car is running crappy. The brakes are still shot. The rent is all outrageous. The pests are still in the house. Oh, we celebrated his birthday. We gave him a window for his birthday. Let me see if we can find a picture of it. I don't think I still have one, but I will look. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. I gotta go to bed. I have to go early and get my eyes checked. Let me see if I can go back that far. 25, 20, right in here somewhere. June. Okay, this is too far. And it's the wrong year. 23. I need to go to 24. In October. It's hot and sticky in here today. Not too far. I didn't go far enough. In January. I'm like, what the heck? That's wrong. Today is the 14th. See this picture? I did that on the 14th. Cars Lane. A year ago. It's kind of hard to see. This is what we made up for him. It was in a black window frame, basically. And those were stickers, letters or whatever, right? Let me see if I got a picture of him with it. See, we even put a background on it. I don't think I have a picture of him. Yes, I do. Here we go. So here's Oscar with his window for his birthday present. That's what we got him. And of course, here's Carla and I with him. Home focus, as usual. Yeah, well, he did get us into the park. That's over $500 right there. He has a lifetime pass. You know, I don't know how much longer his lifetime will be. He's probably not going to live to be 100. He might. That's all I have with him. I don't have any other pictures. Yeah, that's all I have. I must go. It's 11 o'clock. All right, so I said my piece. If there's anyone who'd like to say anything, please leave a comment on this video because I'd like to know what your thoughts are about Walt Disney, the animatronic. And thank you, Mice Chat, Dusty Sage, for showing off your video so I was allowed to show it to the people. And the other video didn't say who it was from, but thank you. And looks like we got some voting going on here. 100% says no. Do you think the animatronic looks or sounds like Walt Disney? I can't answer it, but I agree. I say no. I will leave that up there to see if anyone else responds to it. Yeah, they're, you know, getting somebody's voice down to match the mouth movements of the animatronic or the robot, whatever you want to call them, AI, is hard. I mean, I tried to draw Walt Disney once. He came out horrible. He was like, and it just didn't look right. So I can imagine them when they were drawing his face because they couldn't make a death mask because he's dead already. But He's dead. All right, somebody else responded to what? Attractions magazines. Go check them out. I've written lots of stuff on there. And that's on Facebook. This guy, Rick Hebel, says, this was a bad idea from the start. I'm really starting to think that too. Garner Holt, that's the guy who did Abraham Lincoln. I have a feeling he did Walt Disney too. They need to redo him. If you're going to put him in, do him right. Fix him. Those are my words. I hope you guys have a great night. I got to go watch the news because I got to get to bed. Go get my eyes checked, get new glasses, possibly get blinded because I go, oh, look like this, don't make your eyes look like an owl. It's a daily checkup, a yearly checkup. Thanks for chiming in, everyone. Have a great night. Bye to Texas Rail Fanner, our very first person who came in with us, Nicole, and Bumblebee. I'm sorry, I can't see the things in the way. Something Prime. I'm glad you were here. I hope you're still here. Tell your friends about this channel. And this is going also on my blog or vlog. So it'll be there too. E-ticket to Tomorrowland. Nope, that's the very first thing it'll be. Don't think I even have a card for that anymore. Yeah, I don't have a card. Anyways, it's e-ticket to Tomorrowland. All right, have a great night. I'll say hello to Carla. And you have a good night. I hope your boyfriend's home. I keep forgetting his name. Bye.